Yo.
Hey, my guy.
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. I think you left your bonnet on the table. But don't be ashamed because I wear a bonnet too. Oh, okay. Mine's is yellow.
Mine's is yellow.
So I can find it.
That's smart.
Thank you. So I can find it. Because when I wake up in the morning, I literally just take it off and just
throw it, just like I did.
Probably a little.
I got two.
I had two. I think my girl stole it.
Yeah, I bought my girl. Because it comes in twos. So I just give my girl one every time I get one.
Yo, he's a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a great guy, actually.
Now, what if you lose that one? You going to ask for the other one back? You're like, hey,
I have two, though.
Like, hey, I lost my bonnet. Oh, you brought 2 packs of 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As crazy as it may sound, I'm like, oh, yeah. Your girl got dreads, too.
Mm-hmm.
Or locks. I don't want to be disrespectful.
It's not to me.
It's
not.
You're not from that culture. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Caribbeans find it
disrespectful. No, these ain't dreads. These are locks.
I think that's a more of an American thing.
Oh, sorry.
Black American.
Sorry. Other than that, what's going on with you, man?
Man, life is beautiful. Life is good.
What's good about life?
You know, we're still alive.
I almost wasn't alive.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about this to get this out the way. Was it last month? A couple months ago. Actually, not too long after you boarded a plane and like escaped America and things like that, because I'm not doing winters no more.
I'm not.
Okay. When you went to sunny places on the beach and things like that, I was in a car accident. And the car was totaled. I was coming back from the library because to get work done, I don't do no work in the house.
Okay.
I go to my community library.
Shout out to the community library.
Shout out to the community library, man. Listen here. Just because you're an adult, that doesn't mean that you can't go to the library. Low key, I see a lot of adults in the library. In the corner, crocheting. In the corner, hiding from their normal adult jobs and things like that. I feel like a lot. Matter of fact, let me talk to the mothers, since this is the month of women and stuff like that. If you want to get away from your kids and want some peace and quiet time, go to the library. I think I just gave y'all like a gem right there. I think if you go to the library, you also teach your kid, you treat it like a game, like, hey, we gotta be quiet. It's like, it's the library. They're like, what is the library? You gotta be quiet. And then you could be right in the corner doing your little crocheting thing. Or knitting or whatever thing. Crocheting is a big thing, apparently. I didn't realize how big crocheting is.
Yeah. My sister made my other sister a blanket. But the other sister didn't like it, so I took it.
Whoa. How can you say you don't like something when it was made with my hands? Like,
that's how I get all these free stuff.
So
I don't like them.
So to you liked it.
I liked it. It's pretty big, though. It's huge.
Did you like it mainly because it was made by your sister, or did you like it because...
Both. Yeah, both. But it was nice. It's comfortable. It's soft.
I know my sister's going to hate me for this. She made me a sweater for Christmas for... with the thing.
First time making a shirt? She made shirts before.
Here's the thing. I think the first of that kind for me. You get confident making other shirts. You get confident making other sweaters. And you're like, you know what I'm going to do? My brother coming to town, I'm going to make him a special sweater. It was special. Very special. It didn't have no shoulders. I don't know how she did it. Like it had shoulders looking at it, but when you put it on, it's like it wasn't like the shoulder just slipped to the back. It was just very strange. But
I couldn't even fit it.
I tried because I didn't want to throw it away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I still didn't throw it away. But it will be thrown away once I do my spring cleaning, though. She actually wants me to throw it away because I say maybe I could donate it to someone. She said, please don't donate that. I said, people need to see your work, sis. My sister made this, y'all. Here's a picture. You know what I mean? I'm going to show a picture and everything and a name and everything. But anyway, I was coming back from the library one evening, and I made a right turn to drive up my street, and literally a car was driving head on at me on the wrong side of the road. This wasn't no intersection accident. This wasn't no like somebody ran the red light. This is like Grand Theft Auto, you driving on the wrong side of the road type of accident. And for a split second, I had to make a decision on how I want to get hit. Do I want to continue of how it looks where I get head on getting hit 60 miles per hour? Or do I just
60 miles per hour?
Like because it's coming downhill.
Okay.
So like
it's like y'all both
so like the
towards
street.
each other.
Well, with me, I wasn't going that fast. I just made the right turn. So I was going probably 25, climbing up to probably 45. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just in case the insurance people listen to this, but as I'm driving, I wasn't going fast enough that I could get out of his way because he's driving directly at me, and he's coming down the hill, and a lot of people speed down that hill. Actually, there's a memorial that they have in the grass.
Okay.
Of someone who was killed because they got hit by a vehicle. A lot of accidents apparently happen in that area. So I wasn't hip. So he's driving on the wrong side of the road, and I had to make a decision to get hit head on or to try to swerve. But I got traffic on both sides of me. So at the last second, I was able to still get hit head on, but he hit the side and kind of tore up the whole back side of the car, spun me out, and totaled my car, totaled the car and things like that.
Yeah.
The thing that was so funny about it was after I got hit, I got out the car so fast. I was mad. I was going after the guy.
Makes sense. You almost lost your life.
It just wasn't it didn't feel like an accident. An accident is like you ran a red light. An accident is an intersection. An accident of you driving on the wrong side of the road, that's not an accident.
Well, it was an attempt on your
Someone
life.
had a hit on me.
It was like, I'm going to get out the car first before they get out the car and point guns to my face.
I got out the car, and I got out the car so fast that the people was looking inside my car, and they was like, where's the driver? I was already, because the driver hit me and continued to drive, and his car went over the curb. He stopped. Well, he couldn't go nowhere because he kept going and hit the curb. So they see him, but they don't see the one that he hit.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where's the driver?" And I'm fussing at the guy. I'm ready to put hands on the guy because I'm like, "You just totaled." I know he totaled the car. Or it's just an inconvenience. The airbags did not deploy, but he hit the car, and the guy. I lie to you not. I'm not making fun of nobody. I'm not making fun of nobody. I walk up to the guy, I'm like, "Yo, what the F you doing, man?" You get what I'm saying? Like, you gonna hit me like that? Like, what's your problem? He turns around and he said, calm down. He hit me. He said, I had a freaking seizure. Now I'm like, oh, this guy's crazy. I'm not that crazy. Because I'm like, the fact that you can hit somebody and tell me to calm down,
yeah, that's wild.
You're not in your right state of mind, brother. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for the cops to get here. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to wait for the cops to get here. And I knew he was crazy because the cops put him on a stretcher. And the ambulance was about to drive off. And then I saw the door open and he walks out the ambulance. And he's walking up the street. And the officer, who is real nice to me, she said, Chris, please move, because we don't know what we might have to do to him. Because the cops are trying to get him to sit down, calm down, and he's walking. And I don't want to misrepresent like he's trying to flee the scene.
Yeah.
He's just beside himself. I don't know what it is. Right? So now I'm like, in my head, I'm like, there's no way this car is insured. There's no way this idiot who hit me, his car is insured, because he don't even seem suitable to be operating heavy machinery at that a car. So I'm just automatically thinking like, oh my gosh. I call my girl because we right down the street from the house. And she gets down there and the cops talking to me. We got a police report and things like it was cold that night too, and we got a police report and thank God he was insured and thank God there was a payout for him hitting me, but that was a wild experience. That was my first car accident that I've been in, and I'm kind of happy that my girl wasn't in the car because I don't know in that split second I would have thought to not protect her. Because the way that I turned the car, I turned it to hit the other side, not my side. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm still here. I was sore the first week. Actually, I was sore the week after. I wasn't sore the week of at all.
Wow.
It wasn't until, it's funny, I wasn't sore at all, but my girl's like, you need to go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital. I'm like, okay, yo. Like, you know, we live together. It's one thing if we don't live together and I just got hit on the phone call. That means I ain't got to answer the phone call. Yeah. But go to sleep. You got to go to the hospital. Wake up. Got to go to the hospital. Go to sleep. Got to go to the hospital. I go to the hospital. The doctor say, I'm fine. If you feel something within 3 weeks, come back. It wasn't until after I left the hospital that I was like, my back hurt. And he said it was going to happen. But he did little tests to ensure that, oh, you're good. Didn't even get an x-ray because he said, if you can't do this, and if you can't do this, and if you can't twist this way without any pain, then like there's no need for x-ray. You're good. So that was literally, I think, the second week or maybe third week since you've been gone. Maybe you wasn't even gone that long. Yeah. And I got in a car accident.
When you was like facing down the car coming towards you. Okay. Was there an instant of, oh, I might die?
No. I don't fear death.
What do you mean you don't fear death?
Like, it's not even a thought that comes to my mind. Like, in my thought, it was more like, oh, I can't avoid this hit. Like, it wasn't like I'm staring death. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get in a car accident. So I more fear getting hurt and being crippled than like death. Cause I feel like death is instant. Like things just like death, like things just would have went black. And I just would have woke up like, oh damn, I'm dead. You get what I'm saying? Okay. But like imagine like you get in a car accident or get hit by a car and then things go black and then like you wake up and you like in a cast. It's like, nah, that's scary for me. You know what I'm saying? Or like in a neck brace. You like, yo, my neck broke. Like, you know, it's like you really don't know what's going on. Yeah. So like when he was like rolling towards me, what made me upset was that like I couldn't do anything to avoid it. So in my mind, I was like, oh, shit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, here we go. And I was just trying to hope that he don't hit me hard. But that's just stupid. Like, he's going 60 miles per hour and he's going directly at me. So he spun me out. I'm happy the airbags didn't deploy and things like that. That would burn. But, I mean, sure. But it's just like, wow. I'm like, this happened. Coming from the library. It never happens when you're not supposed to be where you're supposed to be. I ain't coming from like somebody's house or like doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. I stole from the bank or something. I went to the library to get work done. And I was actually on my way to the gym to get my steps in. I was like, let me get my steps in before I go. You still doing the steps? No. Cause I've been walking. So that's my steps. I ain't gonna walk to the gym and then walk in the gym. That's kind of wild to me. That's kind of wild, you know what I mean?
Do you still do the stairs?
I do stairs when I don't go to the gym.
Okay. Wait, well, how did that work? I thought the Stairmaster was the stairs.
No, I thought you meant like the steps as in like Stairmaster.
Okay, yeah.
I thought you meant like stairs.
That's what I meant.
Okay, well, I guess you don't know. Like when I'm home, one of my home workouts is I put dumbbells in my hands and I walk up and down my flights and stuff like that. But you wouldn't have known that.
So this near-death experience is not a near-death experience for you.
No, but it doesn't take away the fact that it could have been. Everybody else that I told treated it like a near-death experience.
Yeah, but you didn't.
No.
So you didn't have that like, oh, I need to cherish my life and I need to do better in life, and that could have been.
I ain't feel that way till everybody kept talking about it. I ain't feeling with everybody kept like, you know what I mean? Like,
but why not? Well, like, how do you not see that as like even when I got hit by a car?
But you got hit by a car. Like, that's different.
All right, okay.
Like that's different.
Okay,
that's
right.
scary. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. I get it.
You're trying to jump over the car. That's kind of crazy. But go ahead.
But I ain't jump over the car.
I'm adding to the story. I'm just
like, I don't remember saying that.
But who knows if you remember? You know,
I don't remember. I just remember seeing a white car and waking up in the hospital.
That's scary to me.
But you going through that. It wasn't like, oh man, this is made you view life differently. Like, even with the people talking to you.
With the people talking to me, it's like, oh, okay. Because, like, I have to respect their perspective a little bit. I have to respect it in the sense of, if you're not in the car with me, then you're going to fantasize what you thought it was going to be like.
Okay.
Or what you thought really happened. So you're going to under-exaggerate what happened or over-exaggerate, which people tend to do.
Yeah.
So when you see the car... And then you see me, and then I tell you what happened. It, like, your mind can't help but to play out the most dramatic Mission Impossible scene that's like action film, movie, whatever. But me in the moment, for some reason, it's weird. Things just happen. It just happened in slow motion. Like I knew it was happening in real time.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh no, then boom, and then things should go back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like I don't know. You ever played one of those race car games to where you did. You actually had the Gran Turismo. You had like the whole series. Have you ever spun out on Gran Turismo and then like you show the camera just going crazy? That's basically what a car accident is. Especially if you get spun out. Like you just don't know where you are, and you just don't know where you are until the car stops moving. And then when the car stopped moving, I was like, "Oh, I'm facing the other way."
Jeez.
Like,
was it one of those? I guess. So afterwards, when you was talking to all these people, because one thing that you always say to me is like, "I respect life. I respect life." I asked you like once, will you ever jump out of a plane and you skydive? You like, "No, I respect life too much." When that happened, that thought did not play out like, oh, this is like even I was asking you like, would you be comfortable driving again? And he was like, no, it was.
I drove the next day.
So there's not.
I drove right past the accident.
So how do those two philosophies match? Where it's like, I respect life, but this is just another accident.
I don't know.
Because I would think because I was skydive, I got hit by a car and went back to, but there's not a I respect life philosophy that runs true in my life. You
basically like,
if my time comes, my time comes.
Time's coming, even if you contribute to it.
Yeah, but for you, there's a I respect life, but there's also a I do not fear death.
No.
And so I'm wondering, how do those two philosophies coexist?
Maybe because I don't fear death because I don't see myself contributing to it. Like I'm not gonna put, at least in my eyes, myself in a position to die.
But if it happens,
even in that accident, I didn't put myself in a position for that accident. I see. And even when he hit me, I put myself in a position where he won't hit me directly head on.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that you can do is survive and have lifetime injuries.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So in my eyes, I put myself in the best position, even though I was put in a bad position.
Yeah.
So it was more like, oh, I don't fear death. Like if death happened, then like I did everything I could.
Yeah.
Compared to skydiving, it's like why do I need to jump out of a plane? For like the thrill? Okay, I'll just go to a roller coaster. I feel like a roller coaster is more scary than skydiving. The way that you made skydiving look, I'd be like, there's been roller coasters that I literally won't get back on.
Nah,
just off the strength of like I'm scared of this roller coaster.
Yeah, skydiving is a lot. It feels a lot safer.
That's crazy.
There are a lot of the roller coasters I've been on.
Dude,
I don't know.
Do you know what's crazy? I actually have no idea if this roller coaster even still exists in Maryland, Six Flags.
Yeah.
It's a ride there. It's not even the biggest ride in the amusement park, but it's this ride called Two-Face. Right?
Oh, yeah, I remember Two-Face.
To where it takes you up like this, and there's no bottom platform, your feet dangling, and it takes you through it, and it drops you down. Then you go through loops and things like that. It's a short ride, and then it takes you backwards, and then it just hangs you. So you're in the air, leaning forward. I won't ever get on that again. And I did it twice because I feel like that's too scary for me. And I feel like if something was to happen to where, like, I'm on this roller coaster and then click, I just fall down. I'm like, I contributed to this. I knew I should have been on this. Like, click, I just fall down. Ah!
And the other thing about these roller coasters are like 20. I haven't seen a new roller coaster in how many years? All these roller coasters are like 30 years old. I'm like, bro, my car break down and it's only 10 years old. Mm-hmm. Nah, I don't trust these roller coasters.
I'm not hip. Yeah, exactly.
Y'all going bankrupt left and right. I know y'all ain't got money to fix these roller coasters.
so like, yeah, but the more, and like I said, your girl will bring some perspective. Like, yeah, my girl was being, I don't want to say dramatic, but she was like, we have to hurry up and get married and da 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 da, and just like, you know what I mean? Just,
that makes sense.
Just, I guess, like, if you go do life, let's not. Granted, me and my girl been together for 6 years. So it's like, did her life flash before her eyes? like, dude, you gotta get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like I'm her life, but it's like you invest this time in someone, and then. Thank God I was the one who told her that I got a car accident. She had to find out through an officer or ambulance and things like that.
But even then, she might not. Because she's not married to you. She don't got no ties to you.
So I'm like, it just...
They probably calling your sister. Your sister probably calling
They probably call the owner of the car probably.
Oh, I
probably.
see. Yeah, so still her.
So they still... So it's like...
That makes sense.
Did her life flash before our eyes?
But you know what? That's a real. Now that I'm thinking about it, like there's people, and this is not as serious as your situation, but there's people right now that don't have anybody. There's somebody that was talking on Instagram about like needed some type of like operation, like surgical operation.
If something went wrong,
no, they had nobody to drive them to the hospital.
Whoa!
And so.
That's usually what my lady does.
What?
Basically, like, deal with people, like, when it comes to that type of case management, like, get people to and from to the hospital because
there's nobody around.
Sometimes there's nobody to get them around. Or sometimes they just can't get themselves there.
Yeah.
Or most of the time, it may be somebody, both of them may be old. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is injured and they need to get to, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting to the hospital is a real... Forget the people that don't willingly go to the hospital for checkups. Yeah. We talk about the people that need to get there transportation wise. There was one stat. This was years ago. I want to say like me and my girl been together 6 years. I want to say like even 9 years maybe. Matter of fact, how long had Uber been out?
2011, 2012.
2011. Okay, I want to say. Around like 2015, 2016, maybe 17, people was catching Ubers, calling Ubers to take them to the hospital, and there was a study that said Ubers was getting people to the hospital faster than an ambulance. And I'm like, that's wild that you could call Uber whatever, and then they have different subscriptions to where you could get it instantly or whoever the closest and things like that. But there was a stat to where Ubers was getting people was calling Ubers, and also. You also got to put in this fact, too. It's cheaper to call Uber to get to the hospital.
That makes sense.
Than it's to call an ambulance. So a lot of that study have to do more with, I ain't trying to pay the $5. You get what I'm saying? More than ambulance is just not getting to people, dude. You get what I'm saying?
I'll be honest with you. If I'm an Uber driver and I pull up, I just see mad blood. I'll pull it off.
You get 0 stars.
I'm like, oh nah, bro, you not getting my car bloody. I'm sorry, you gotta call another Uber. I'll cancel it for you. But no, I think just outside, just having people drive you, it's like being able to have somebody, especially at our age, right? I mean, our parents are getting older.
Mine's dead,
Families are spreading out further and further. Friends are not as close as they used to be. Really, it's your girl and your family. It's your girl, right? Like, and
that's crazy. She is like I am. I don't think I'm her emergency contact. I don't think we are each other's emergency contact yet, because it's like, I think you kind of we kind of think the same. Like, we got to earn that through marriage and stuff like that.
But that makes sense though, right? Because it's like y'all moving like family, but y'all not really family yet.
No.
Like, legally.
No.
So it's like, if something were to happen to you, can she get into the emergency room? Can you get into the emergency room?
Fact.
There needs to be like life decisions. Are they able to make those? Like, so it's like, even having that perspective, because I was like, why she said we need to get married? That's a weird statement. Like, I'm like, why? My girlfriends always bring out marriage out of nowhere. Like,
you and me both.
But then when I think about it, that makes sense. You know, especially
because my sister don't live she don't live here.
So what if something were to happen? There needs to be somebody that could do something or help you out, or even be able to write things in your name if you're not able to. That was
when I text you or called you, because I think we was talking earlier, texting. When I text you and say I got a car accident, what was your thought? Like was it life and death for you? Because for some reason, like, it just doesn't hit me that way. I don't know.
I think it was a realization. I think it's the same realization you had. So I was in a different state when I got hit by a car, which was like, damn, I could really lose anybody at any time. Like, because this could have been completely different, where it's like Blair is calling Mia and asking and telling her like, yo, like, Chris just, like, and so I think for me it was like one of those moments, and I kind of didn't want to deal with it at the time, cause I was like, it was like hard for me to process. It wasn't like, I think I'm thinking about it a lot more now. Like, when it happened, I kind of like, that's wild. Like, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But the more that I thought about it, prior to our conversation, being on the phone with each other, I think it was just like one of those, like, damn, that would have been crazy.
God is good.
Plus, it would ruin my trip. I would come back.
You would have to come back early?
I had to come back early. I spent all this money. I got find super expensive tickets back to the U.S.
That's for both of y'all.
Bro, nah, she's staying. You got to pay for your ticket. It's my friend.
Matter of fact, I'm not even going to hold you. You should have cut your trip early, or would?
Hell yeah. Or if you was like in the hospital.
See, hospital is different.
If you was in the hospital,
I would have had to talk to you. I would have been like, "Yo, you good?" Like I just started the trip. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you like just had a neck brace, but a neck brace, and you just you walking around, but you just can't move. You still eating food, yeah, you straight. Well, you in the hospital with a leg up, and they got things in your food and things in your nose.
You're like, damn,
and you just like blinking to communicate. Yeah, I'm covered.
You're like, what? What does 4 blinks mean, Chris? It's just something in his eye. Don't worry about him. No, it just.
Now, if you're in a coma,
are you gonna try to? I
mean, you don't know if I'm there or not. What support can I give you in a coma?
No, I think yours was more scarier because it just seems so abnormal. But I don't know. Like, maybe I had that same thought of how the process of, like, process it. But it's like people just forcing me to process it. Like, it was just like, you good? What if? And I'm just like,
yeah, the what if.
I'm like, I'm not a what if person. Like, I'm good. Like, I actually had breakfast yesterday with my I guess in-laws, I guess you want to call it, because it just seemed like, okay, my girl's parents. I guess I got to earn that title too. And
you definitely got her. can't just be calling your
I just can't call them in-laws after 6 years of being together. That's wild, right? Son, right?
Yeah.
Son is wild. Mom is wild, right? Like, yo, dad, everything good? Who?
Yeah. That's like dating a girl with a child and you start calling that boy your son. It's
yeah,
like,
I'm wilding. I'm
like, you
I'm
gotta
tripping.
adopt me first.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm wilding. I actually was having breakfast with her parents yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
At Iron Rooster. I took them to Iron Rooster. And they asked me like you good from the accident? Like they still asking me and stuff like that. I think this is the first time they seen me this year.
They want to make sure you can still give their grandbaby. We want to make sure you can still give their baby some grandbabies.
Yeah, we don't know that yet though. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping things are
prayers,
still functioning.
you know, prayers. And still, hopefully it does. Like, oh my goodness, this happened from the accident. No, actually, his sperm count been low. Sperm count been low for like some time now.
Do your back hurt? Yeah, it still hurts from the accident.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have some bad news.
No, it's just weird. It just, I don't know. Now, do I cherish life more today? Yeah. I don't want to make it seem like, oh yeah, like now I'm gonna go skydive and now I'm going to
live your life.
I'm gonna make I'm just going. And the thing that bothers me is that I couldn't do nothing to avoid the accident. I really consider myself real. I think of myself highly. You know what I'm saying? Able to get myself out of most situations, and I always try to think positively because I'm like, if people could go, what if in like the negative of something that could happen to me? I'm like, well, let's think positive. What if I saved the driver's life? Because he was driving on a slant coming down towards me. And that's a sidewalk. What if he would have hit a pedestrian? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if, like, him hitting me slowed him down? Because people was walking on the sidewalk. I can't say that people was in his line of sight. It was a blessing that the person that was behind me stayed with me. Mm. So when the insurance people, usually at accidents, there's no witness. Yeah. But I had a witness who was willing to go on record. Mm. So that made things with the insurance company
way easier.
So it's not no he said, she said, like, it's like, nah, like we saw them driving on the wrong side of the road and things like that. But, no, it's just, I mean, life is beautiful. Yes. And life is like, I'm more happy to get dying. I think my fear is to be crippled in living. And not crippled living, because things happen in life. I'm talking about like something that I had no, what's the word? I didn't contribute to it at all. You hit me. I was minding my business. You get what I'm saying? You hear things all the time about accidents happening and, you know, God forbid something happened. I actually went to school with somebody. And he actually just learning how to walk again. He got hit by a car in New York. I went to school with this guy. This guy been on the Today Show and stuff like that because his story's been that profound. I'm talking about like I can call him on the phone, and he had a whole life of being in a wheelchair. He started doing sports in the wheelchair. I forgot the name of the sport where they have the swords and things like that. He developed this whole nother, in my eyes, person of being in a wheelchair. He did not stop living, and I don't think I'm that strong.
Never know until you try.
Exactly. And now he's walking again. Like
walking, or still like
he's out the wheelchair. I'm not saying he's walking as he was, but his progression and his rehab has progressed so much upon the years that he's out the wheelchair. That's dope. But small steps. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And then eventually he'll be running, and then before we know it, he may be walking regular. But that's big. I think it's beautiful that he didn't stop fighting. And I want to believe that I would have did that, but I don't know. Because the way I think, I'm very, I don't want to say toxic, and I don't even want to say pessimistic, but I've done a lot to be where I am mentally today. But in doing that, and maybe y'all can talk about this in the comments or talk about this if I make this a clip. In doing so, there's a subconscious that you're just one big tragic away from undoing all the work you did. So there's like your parents dying, you get over that. You having to move, you get over that. You get a new job, you had to get over that. And then you doing all this work to potentially get hit by a car and then have life injuries. It can make you go like, what did I do to deserve this? Like it can make you unravel because you wound up real tight. You get what I'm saying? And it takes you being wound up that tight to get over these things. Cause life is just life. You know what I mean? And you want to believe that you over things. And I do believe I'm over things. But at the same time, I also feel like I'm also on the brink of one major bad thing undoing everything I got over. It's weird. Like I'm living on the edge, and I'm living on the edge mentally.
Like Kevin Hart, who thinks he's gonna go broke tomorrow.
That's a weird place to be in. But maybe. But yes and no, because I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
I grew up broke, but I didn't feel broke. He probably grew up broke and felt broke.
Yeah.
So it's different to where I don't want to be in that personal hell to where I can have all the money in the world, lose half of it, and still have all the money in the world, and then like still feel like I'll be broke tomorrow. It's like there's no escaping that. You will never have enough.
Yeah.
Like that's a hell. I'm like, wow. Like I know there's enough for me. But for him, I don't know if I can deal with that. But
so when do you get away from that, I guess, feeling of there's a major tragedy waiting around the corner to mug me? Mug me of my happiness, of my stability, or whatever.
It's weird. I don't think about it. You don't think about it till it happens. You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, because like with this accident, things could have went wrong. Things could have went completely bad in this accident. But because it didn't, it kind of like you don't think about it. But if things would have went bad to the point where it caused me to lose the things that I worked hard to obtain, and to maintain, then you start thinking like, what's the point of working for all this stuff if just one thing just gonna take all this stuff away? You get what I'm saying? Like these are real thoughts that go through my mind. You get what I'm saying? Now most of the time these are vents. Like I'm venting to myself. Yeah. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow and be like,
go back to
exactly. It. But I gained from this accident. Yeah. Than I lost. Even though I lost a car, I gained more than I had before the accident, which is crazy to say. So it's like God is good. I'm not saying God caused anything, but it's just like you can see, you change your perspective. You have to practice good perspective, because if you just take what the first picture is, it's always gonna look bad. It's always gonna feel bad. But you gotta have some perspective, like, oh well, I'm alive. I can still move my fingers. I can run. I can jump. I can do all these things. But you don't have a car right now. Well, that's the first picture you showed me. But I tell you, imagine not having a car and I can't walk. You get what I'm saying? Like,
having a car, you can't walk.
Exactly. So now I can't drive. so it's like it's like I can walk. I walk everywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even. Here's a secret. Even though my dream car is a Bentley, I don't like driving. I don't like driving. This past couple months when I've been Ubering everywhere,
been feeling great.
You see my duffel bag. I get in the cars as if I am somebody. I be getting a car. Listen, and not even Uber Black. I be getting Uber, the first one, Comfort, or like it's not even Comfort. Uber everybody. I have no idea what it's called, but I be getting the simplest Uber, and it's a gamble. So sometimes you get a nice truck, sometimes you get a Prius. You know what I'm saying?
You're the first person that made me realize that the shotgun seat is not the best seat.
No.
Like, you was like, no, I like feeling like I'm being driven. I was like, you know what? You're right.
Sit in the back, man.
I like sitting in the back. So now I always sit in the back. Always. People like, shotgun, I said window. Make sure I get my seat secure. Everybody going for shotgun. I just want a window seat. I don't want to be in the middle.
I'm like, can you unlock the back, please? Thank you. But life is beautiful. Now that's a perspective that I need to learn to practice. Because I feel like you say it, but I feel like you just say it because that's just
no, I believe it.
That's just your thing. I don't believe life is beautiful, but I'm not. That don't mean that I'm not living life to the fullest. It's just like, life is what it is. But I need to find the beauty in life more.
I'm glad I have all my toes.
Okay.
I'm serious. You know how precious your big toe is.
Forget big toe, pinky toe. It was a time where I hit my pinky toe against the side of the edge of the bed when I was growing up, and it was swollen, and I couldn't walk.
You couldn't walk because you hit your...
I couldn't walk, bro. That pinky toe, bro.
Your pinky toe is not that important.
I'm gonna tell you which toe, in my opinion, is not important. The toe next to the big toe. I don't think that toe is important.
Oh no, that toe is important.
I don't think that toe is important. I think the ones on the ends is definitely important. The ones on the ends is definitely important. The index toe, it can't be important.
No, it is. It gives balance to the big toe. It's a helper.
Well, you're not gonna have balance if you don't have all 5 of your toes in the first place.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
So you're not gonna have balance nevertheless.
You're right.
So
I'm over here trying to. So you definitely use your pinky toe.
So that's why I'm like with pinky. I'm like pinky, and the thing about that joint, I actually had to go to the hospital for that. My mother was the type of because I told her that I hit it on the side of the bed and I hit it twice. I'm just a clumsy guy, and my mom ain't the type of you ain't gonna stay home and not go to the hospital and stuff like that. So if I'm gonna stay home, then we going to the hospital. So she made me go to the hospital. Doctor said it's just swollen, just put ice on it and stuff like that. And that's where like black mamas are. Can he go to school? Well, he can stay home for the rest of the day. He can try to go tomorrow. I couldn't put a shoe on. My mama didn't want me home because she was home.
Yeah, I was in your school.
if you was home and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was in your school. I would have looked at him like, all right.
I couldn't wiggle it.
Slipper.
I thought it was broken. I was like, it's definitely broken. Especially when I hit it the second time.
Boy, why you hit it twice?
I don't even know. It was like boom. I hit it. It's like boom. And then
if you hit it twice, I'd probably let you stay home. Hit it once, you go to school. But hit it twice. Yeah, you can stay home.
No, but when I hit it twice, like you can't help but to think I'm doing it on purpose, because you're like, how?
Yeah, well, you can stay home and you see a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
That's funny. Anything else you want to ask about this accident and things like that? I'm happy that you dealt with it, and when I say dealt with it, I mean like you continue to party in South America, or rather Central America, wherever you was.
Shout out to Central America.
And you was like, "Oh, Chris, you good?" I heard back from you 2 weeks later and stuff like that.
No, I'm glad you were alive, man. That would have been different.
Well, you would have kept the podcast going?
No.
Wow. You gonna let my legacy die in that car?
Well, I'm gonna sign into the email, and then it's gonna say send the code to so number. I'm like, damn. I tried.
I don't have none of the passwords, and you was like, I think you would have tried it. And you would be like, wait a minute, I got edit. Oh nah, that ain't happening.
I just get editor.
Man, but yeah, I'm happy to be alive, man, and stuff like that. Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Make sure y'all have a good week, man, and make sure y'all find something beautiful about life. Let us know in the comments below if you watched the full episode. Blessings.